Welcome to the Wellness Lab Digest, where we help you to absorb powerful, life-changing insights from top wellness experts with our daily bite-sized wellness podcast summaries. Each episode is packed with distilled, powerful takeaways to boost your health and well-being. To support this podcast, please scroll down on whatever app you're listening. Ratings and reviews are helpful. Even better, just send the show to a friend. Check out our sponsors at the bottom of the page, or simply click the Support the Show link below the episode description.
Welcome back for another deep dive. You know, the holidays, they kind of come with a whole bunch of expectations and activities, and honestly, sometimes stress.
Yeah.
So we thought, why not deep dive into an article all about how to find more joy this holiday season. It's packed with tips from mental wellness experts.
Right.
And we're going to see if we can help you make this year feel less like a to-do list and more like, actual holiday.
It's not about doing more, though, is it? It's more about just shifting your perspective a little.
Right.
And suddenly you're not just surviving the season, you're actually savoring it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this article kicks off by talking about something interesting, minding your body during the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
And I know at first it seems kind of like,
right.
Wait a minute, shouldn't we be talking about, festive decorations and find the perfect gift and all that?
Yeah.
But have you ever had that thing happen where you get to the week before Christmas and suddenly you feel a cold coming on?
Oh, yeah.
And all those holiday plans that you had are suddenly feeling more like burdens.
It's true. We forget our physical well-being is the basis for everything else. You can't enjoy anything if you're run down or sick.
Exactly.
So the article talks about things like getting your flu shot, getting enough sleep.
Oh, yeah. Especially when the daylight hours get shorter.
Yes. Less sunlight can definitely impact our mood.
Right.
And going outside, even for a short walk, just to get a little sunshine.
Get that vitamin D.
Yes, exactly.
They talk about seasonal affective disorder in here too, right?
Yes, they do.
SAD.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then the article talks about, setting some healthy boundaries.
Oh, interesting.
Which can be tough during the holidays, right?
Sure, first.
You're surrounded by friends and family.
Yeah.
You're eating all this great food, and you're probably a little sleep deprived.
Yeah. So what would that even look like? What would setting healthy boundaries look like in practice?
It could be as simple as saying no to another slice of pie.
Right.
Or, politely declining that late night gathering when you know you need rest.
Yeah.
It's all about honoring your own needs.
Right.
So that you can actually show up for the events and people that matter most.
And that leads right into this other point that they make in the article about understanding what your loved ones actually enjoy during the holidays.
Right.
Because, and this is something I've been guilty of in the past.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we have our idea of what the perfect holiday looks like.
Yeah.
And we get so caught up in that we forget to actually ask, what do other people want?
It's classic, like when someone spends the whole day making a big meal.
Yes.
But their family would have been just as happy ordering takeout and playing games.
Yeah. So the article's really emphasizing having those open and honest conversations with people.
I love that.
Like asking those questions. Hey, what are your top priorities this year?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or what would make this season feel truly special to you?
Right. Maybe your partner would rather stay in by the fire instead of going to another party.
Exactly.
Or maybe your best friend would rather help decorate than get another gift card.
Exactly. And I think once you understand that, you can start planning things that feel more meaningful for everyone.
Right. It's not, I have to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's, I get to do this.
Yeah. I like that shift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And speaking of connection.
Oh, yeah.
The article really stresses quality time with your loved ones during the holidays.
It really is about being present.
Yes.
Putting the phones down. Having those real conversations.
Yes.
Making those memories that are going to last.
Totally. And it's so easy to lose sight of that when you're busy.
Absolutely.
Running around.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah. You get so busy, you forget to connect.
Totally.
And the article does acknowledge that sometimes because of distance or busy schedules, that in-person connection just isn't possible.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can't still have those meaningful moments.
So how do we bridge that gap when you can't physically be with someone?
I think you just have to get creative.
Okay.
Think about a fun virtual get-together,
Okay.
maybe a themed Zoom call,
Mm,
or playing games online together.
right.
Even just a phone call where you really listen.
Yes.
It's just about nurturing those relationships.
I love that no matter the distance.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a great reminder.
Yeah.
So now, even with all the best intentions,
Right.
sometimes those connections can lead to feeling like
Oh, yeah.
you have a lot of obligations.
Right.
You know, you've got to bake for the school bake sale.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to go to all these parties.
Yeah.
You've got to find the perfect gift for everyone.
Totally.
It could feel a little less like joy to the world and a little more like, just get me through December.
Yeah, exactly.
So the article suggests
Yeah.
reframing those obligations
Yes.
as opportunities.
It's about finding the joy in the process,
Right.
not just the end result.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not,
Yeah.
oh, I have to bake 3 dozen cookies for this party.
Yeah.
I get to spend the afternoon baking with my kids,
Yes.
and we're going to make a mess and have a blast.
Exactly.
That's such a good reframe.
Yeah.
And I imagine you could even reframe those dreaded holiday gatherings.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of,
Yeah.
ugh, I have to go to this family dinner.
Right.
You can think,
Yeah.
I get to catch up with relatives I haven't seen
Yeah.
and hear their stories.
Exactly.
Finding those positive aspects,
Mm,
even if it's not perfect.
exactly.
Well, speaking of picture perfect,
Oh, yeah?
the article also talks about the pressure,
Yeah.
to create that ideal magazine-worthy celebration.
Oh, it's so easy to fall into that comparison trap,
Right.
especially with social media
Yeah.
showing us those perfectly decorated homes.
Right. It's like, come on.
Yeah,
But life is messy.
it is, especially during the holidays.
Yeah, you're going to have burnt cookies.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have misplaced gifts.
Yeah,
There are going to be family squabbles.
right. That's real life.
It is. So the article suggests something really interesting here.
Okay.
It's about keeping a journal of joy.
I love that.
So tell me, what is this?
Well, you just focus on the positive moments, no matter how small,
Okay.
and you write them down. And each day, you also write down one thing that you are grateful for.
Okay.
That could be something simple like a warm cup of coffee,
Mm-hmm.
or a good conversation,
Yeah.
or even just a quiet moment.
So instead of focusing on how the turkey's dry,
Right?
I focus on the hilarious story my uncle told.
Exactly. And you're training your brain to notice the good,
I love that.
even when things are a little crazy.
I think that would be a fun family activity.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine every night, everyone sharing their little moments of joy.
It's such a simple practice,
Yeah.
but it can have such an impact.
That's so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we talked a lot about enjoying the present moment,
Right.
but this article also touches on setting ourselves up for success in the new year.
Yeah.
And I think this is where things get tricky
Oh, yeah.
because we've all made those New Year's resolutions
Mm-hmm.
with the best intentions,
Right.
but then, they fizzle out by February.
Absolutely.
So the article has a different approach.
Okay.
It's called the SMART framework.
I love this framework.
Okay, so what is this?
Well, it's all about setting goals that you can actually achieve.
Okay.
And SMART stands for
Yeah.
specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time specific.
So instead of saying, I'm going to get in shape,
Mm-hmm.
I need to be more specific.
Yes. Exactly.
Break it down a little.
Right. So a SMART goal might be,
Okay.
I'm going to walk for 30 minutes,
Okay.
3 times a week before work.
Oh, I like that. It's
Right.
way less daunting.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about something like,
Mm.
I'm going to be less stressed,
Oh, yeah. I think we all want that one.
especially after the holidays are over.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe if that stress is coming from work,
Yeah.
your SMART goal could be,
Huh?
I'm going to take a 10-minute walk outside every day at lunch.
Oh, I like that. Getting that fresh air and exercise.
Right. It's a win-win.
This is a great framework. I
Mm.
mean, you could apply it to any area of your life, right?
Absolutely.
Personal goals, professional goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about being intentional,
It really is.
making those conscious choices.
Yes.
That's going to lead to a more joyful life.
It's not just about the holidays. It's
Yeah.
about life.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The article also brings up this idea of focusing on quality over quantity. When it comes to your holiday experience.
This is a good one. This is a good one because
Yeah.
I think we've all fallen into that trap
Oh, for sure.
of thinking, oh, the more I cram in,
Yes.
the more fun it's going to be.
Yeah.
But sometimes it just ends up feeling like a marathon.
Right. You're just checking things off a to-do list
Yeah,
instead of enjoying them.
totally.
Think back to maybe last year's holiday.
Yeah.
Did you say yes to everything?
Oh, absolutely.
Even if you felt super busy
Oh, yeah.
and kind of exhausted.
Yeah, it's like having 5 holiday parties in one weekend.
Oh, yeah.
you're kind of enjoying them, but you're also thinking, man,
Yes.
I would love to just be home in my pajamas with
Absolutely.
a cup of hot cocoa.
Right. And wouldn't it be nice
Yeah.
if you only had 1 or 2 parties to go to?
Yeah.
So you could really savor them?
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
So how do we change that?
Well,
How do we prioritize those meaningful experiences?
I think you start by identifying those activities that you really love.
Yeah.
You know, the non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Maybe it's baking cookies with your kids.
Okay.
Maybe it's volunteering or just having a movie night.
Yeah.
Those things that bring you joy,
Yes.
make time for those.
Absolutely.
And that might mean saying no to some things.
Right.
Would you rather go to 5 parties and be overwhelmed?
Yeah.
Or really be present at 2 or 3?
That's a good point. I'm all about quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that leads perfectly into
Yeah.
this idea of letting go of perfectionism
Oh, yes.
that the article talks about.
That's a big one.
You know, we all see those magazine spreads
Right.
with those perfectly decorated homes. Everyone in matching pajamas smiling at the camera.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on.
It's just not real life, is it?
No, it's not.
Things happen.
There are going to be hiccups.
Yeah.
You know, a dry turkey. Someone forgot to bring a dish to the potluck. Maybe a little meltdown over spilled eggnog.
Right.
But that's okay.
It is.
It's about embracing those imperfections.
Absolutely.
It's about real life.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where that journal of joy comes in
Oh, yes.
that we were talking about.
Instead of thinking about what went wrong.
Right.
You think about those little moments of joy.
Okay, so instead of getting upset about burnt cookies,
Right.
I focus on the fact that I got to bake with my kids.
Exactly.
Even if it wasn't Instagram worthy.
Right. You're celebrating those little wins, those
Yeah.
moments of connection
Yeah.
that make the holidays special.
Yeah?
You know, sometimes those imperfections
Yeah.
become funny stories you can tell later.
That's so true. Yeah, burnt cookie today is a funny anecdote tomorrow.
Exactly.
That actually reminds me of something that happened a few years ago.
Oh.
I was hosting this big family dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I spent days planning,
Yeah.
decorating,
Uh-huh.
you know, trying to make everything perfect.
Oh, no. I sense a story coming, though.
Oh, yeah. So I had this centerpiece on the table,
Okay.
this beautiful vase
Yeah.
with flowers and ornaments.
Nice.
I was so proud of it.
Yeah.
And my dog,
Oh.
you know, he gets excited. He's wagging his tail
Uh-huh.
and he knocks the whole thing over.
Oh, no.
Water, ornaments, everything went flying.
That's the kind of thing that could ruin someone's day.
I'll be honest. At first I was frustrated,
Yeah.
but then I looked around and everyone was laughing. Even my dog, he didn't know what he did.
That's a great example of embracing the unexpected.
Yeah.
And it shows that real joy comes from connection,
Yeah.
from those shared experiences,
Yeah.
not from having everything be perfect.
You're so right.
And those moments when things go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
they're often the most memorable.
That's true.
They become part of your family's traditions,
Yeah.
the stories you tell over and over again.
I like that.
It all comes back to gratitude.
Yeah.
You know, instead of focusing on what went wrong,
Yeah.
focus on that laughter
Right.
and those connections.
That's what really matters.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've talked about making the most of the holidays,
Mm-hmm.
but what about the new year?
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's when everyone starts thinking about goal setting. Right? We've all been there.
Absolutely.
January comes around. You're motivated
Mm-hmm.
to make changes in your life.
Yeah.
But then those resolutions,
Yeah. They fizzle out.
by February, it's so common.
It's because we set ourselves up for failure.
Right.
We make those big statements
Yeah.
like, I'm going to lose weight
Okay.
or I'm going to get organized.
Yeah.
But we don't have a plan.
It's like setting sail without a map.
Exactly.
You might know where you want to go,
Yeah.
but you're probably going to get lost.
Exactly.
That's where the SMART framework comes in.
Yes.
Specific, measurable, attainable,
Yeah.
relevant, time specific.
You got it.
So instead of I'm going to eat healthier,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I might say, I'm going to pack a healthy lunch
Yes.
4 days a week.
Perfect. That is a SMART goal.
Okay, cool.
You got all the elements.
Awesome.
It's much easier to stick to something
Yeah.
when it's broken down like that.
Totally. It feels way less overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about those steps, though, is it? It's also
Yes.
about having realistic expectations.
Absolutely.
It takes time
Yes.
and effort.
And there are going to be setbacks.
Okay, so what if I don't pack that healthy lunch every week?
It's okay.
Okay,
Life happens.
Yeah.
You might forget,
right.
or you might just be too busy.
Yeah,
The important thing is not to give up.
Don't let those setbacks derail you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just acknowledge them and get back on track.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
Okay.
And those small actions add up. Even if you don't see results right away,
Okay.
you're moving in the right direction.
That is a reassuring thought
Yeah.
because it takes the pressure off of having to change overnight.
Right.
You know, it's about making those sustainable changes.
That's what we all want, right?
Yes.
A joyful life,
Mm-hmm.
a fulfilling life,
Yeah.
life that's aligned with our values.
Yeah, not just during the holidays, but year-round.
Absolutely.
And I think all this advice that
Yeah.
we've been talking about today about prioritizing well-being,
Mm-hmm.
embracing imperfection,
Yeah.
setting smart goals.
And it all contributes to a more joyful life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really is all connected, you know? It's not just about getting through the holidays.
Right.
It's about creating a life you love.
Yeah, so as we wrap up this deep dive
Mm-hmm.
into finding more joy,
Yeah.
not just during the holidays, but all the time,
Right.
let's recap what we've learned
Okay.
from all these expert tips.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we started with
Yeah.
taking care of your physical well-being.
Right. Your health.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about those healthy habits
Absolutely.
when you're busy with all the holiday stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But getting enough sleep,
Mm-hmm.
staying hydrated,
Yes.
even just going for a walk
It can really make a difference.
can make a huge difference
Yeah.
in how you feel.
Exactly.
And we also talked about
Yeah.
setting those healthy boundaries,
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
saying no to things that drain you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that don't align with your values.
Right. So you have the energy
Yeah.
for the things that matter.
And that leads right into
Yeah.
understanding what your loved ones enjoy,
Yes. Figuring out what brings them joy.
not just during the holidays, but all the time.
Absolutely. And that comes down to communication.
Right, having those conversations.
Asking those questions.
Yeah, listening to what they have to say.
It's so important.
Because sometimes the best gifts
Mm-hmm.
aren't material things.
Right. It's about the experiences.
It's those shared experiences,
Yeah.
those moments of connection.
The laugh.
The laughter, that's what makes the holidays special.
Exactly.
And then we talked about
Yeah.
letting go of that pressure.
Oh, yeah. The pressure to be perfect.
Yeah, to create this picture-perfect holiday.
Right. Like it's a magazine spread.
Like everything has to be perfect.
But it never is it?
And remember my story?
Around.
My dog in the centerpiece.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
Sometimes those little mishaps
Mm-hmm.
become the best stories.
They really do. They
Yeah.
become part of your family history.
That's so true.
It's about finding the humor in it all.
And it all goes back to gratitude.
It does.
You know, appreciating those little things.
Yes. Focusing on the good.
That can really change your perspective.
Absolutely. Not just during the holidays.
Right, but in every aspect of your life.
Exactly.
Okay, and then we talked about those SMART goals
Oh, yes. Setting yourself up for success.
in the new year.
In the new year and beyond.
Breaking down those big resolutions
Mm-hmm.
into smaller steps.
Manageable steps.
That can really make a
It really
difference.
makes all the difference.
This has been a great deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I have so many new tools
Yeah.
for approaching the holidays
Me too.
and beyond.
And like we said,
Yeah.
these tips aren't just for the holidays,
Right.
for life.
I love that. So here's a thought for you
Okay.
as we wrap things up.
Yeah.
If you could create one perfect holiday tradition
Whoa.
that embodied joy
Okay.
and connection,
I like it.
what would it be?
What would it look like? Who would be there?
Yeah, what would it feel like?
Let us know. Share your ideas with us on social media.
Yeah, we'd love to hear what you come up with.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy holidays and keep diving deep.
Thank you for listening to the Wellness Lab Digest. If you have received value from the podcast, I have 3 asks of you. 1, share the show with your friends and send them a link to the show. 2, please leave a rating and review in whatever app you're listening. And last but not least, please let me know what topics you would like us to cover in the future. You can contact me by sending me a message using the Send Us a Text link below the episode description.